Hi YouTubers, it's Ms. Journey again. I'm just here to have more fun. I know that I've been talking about some pretty serious things lately and just doing more of lecturing and talking. And eventually we have some ideas. We're going to have some fun. I'm just trying to get this basic information out first, and then we'll kind of get into the next part. We're actually going to get into some ideas of really watching me walk and kind of things that I'm dealing with. Right now I'm having some walking issues with drop foot, and I can explain what that is. The idea there is we'll get into more conversations about some new developments in technology that I've found. I think it's been around for a while, but I'm trying to get into. So we'll kind of look into that, and so I don't want anyone to think these are all going to be these big boring conversations. But these are parts of this that I'm very, very passionate in some of these subjects. And then we'll get into the fun, and you kind of see another twisted side of me, which is how I laugh at this whole thing and how much fun you can enjoy your life and how much fun it can actually be. But today I'd kind of like to do a continuation of the conversation of once you've been diagnosed. One of the issues that I think I've touched on is what to tell your family and friends and how much to tell your family and friends. This is a subject that everyone says, don't tell anybody, keep it to yourself. I think I've kind of touched on this before, but I wanted to talk about it again. Doing this video on YouTube has actually been almost a little bit risky for me, because I'm kind of putting myself out there and letting people see. As I look for work, you're not supposed to tell your employer because you're afraid that they won't hire you because you have a disease. But right now I'm in a place that's awesome and wonderful, and they don't care. I found the best place. I hope I stay there, because if I have to go in the future, because the first thing employers do is go out on the internet and see who you are. I've put it out there of who I am. But I'm willing to risk this because we can't keep this silent anymore, and I'm tired of hiding and MS people hiding, and the amount of people in the world that have MS and the amount of people that are newly diagnosed, since they're actually beginning to look at it more in wider groups. They're just diagnosing it more. It's not that it increased. It isn't a disease that's suddenly blowing up. It's a disease that's suddenly being diagnosed. And people just have to deal with it. If you're a cancer patient, boy, everybody support, support, support. You have MS, you have lupus, you have any of the other disease, Bell's palsy, any of these other diseases, boy, you're supposed to hide and no one's supposed to talk about it. One of the things that happens is family and friends, they get scared, or they'll suddenly not want to be around you. They don't want to support you. I have a hypochondriac person I know that actually got jealous. They wanted to be worse than me. Oh my goodness, I couldn't be as bad or as ill as you. You're actually ill and I'm not. You run into these really odd situations and how people react, and you just have to be prepared for it. You'll have people who will come closer. People who you thought were just acquaintances will suddenly come in and help you and support you. You'll have people where you thought were your best friends and closest family members who will run from you because they think you're contagious. You'll have family members that come in and they'll really support you. Sometimes family members will actually try and smother you, and you have to let them know, hey, I'm good. And I'm a person who never asks for help. I don't. I help everybody else. I refuse to ask for help. And the fact that I've had to ask for help has been a real long learning lesson for me. I just don't like it. Have somebody open a door for me even sometimes. It embarrasses me, and it's just, you have to say thank you. You have to appreciate that people do care. And every day, the more trouble I have walking, the more I find that everybody out there in the world really are nice, and the individual people really do care. They're really very, very sweet. And you just have to understand that employers will look at you differently. So do you tell your employer or not? That's really going to be up to you. You have to think long and hard about it. Doctors will tell you no. But it's really up to your employer. Some employers will lay you off right away. They'll let you go. Some won't care. They'll move on. Some will look at it as you're an insurance risk. You know, if you have a job now, you're going to make our insurance go up, so they want to get rid of you. Some won't. It won't matter. You're just, in fact, some look at it as, hey, I now have a disability person, because MS is considered a disability. I don't think it is, but they look at it, government says it is. So, whoop, check that box. I get credit towards having someone disabled on my crew, on my in my employ, and this person can still do their job, but I get to check that box, so they'll love it. It's a real hard decision on your part. Do you tell your friends? Do you tell your church members? Do you tell whatever group you're in? Who do you tell? And it's a hard decision. But think about it. But just be prepared for the reactions of all different types. And don't think it's you that's causing this. You just have to realize that every individual has their own ability to absorb information, and they have their own emotions. And it is not you. You're not a terrible person. This is not a horrible thing. And that you're now an outcast. Don't think that. It's just that people will react however they react. And you have to be prepared to know it's not you, it's them. And it's really about their emotions, their feelings, and you'll just have to deal with it. If they choose not to be around you anymore, it's their choice. It's a sad thing because they're losing probably a person they really like, and you're a really good person, and they're going to lose it. But you'll find that there's people that will be like, wow, you're awesome, this is really cool, I want to hang out with you. And that is the best thing ever. So I just want to let you know that this is why I'm out here. This is why I'm talking about it. I'm afraid that MS has been hidden too long. It's time to shout and yell and say, we need support. It's not all about just the cancer patients out there. It's about disease. And there's other diseases besides cancer. There's other diseases besides diabetes and high blood pressure. And actually, you can have multiple diseases. You can have high blood pressure and be an MS patient. You can be an MS patient and have lupus. It's very common. Fibromyalgia, you'll find most MS patients, most lupus patients, most Parkinson's patients actually have fibromyalgia right along with it. It's a very common thing. In fact, I have lupus as well. It's in remission. They say I have been diagnosed with it, but they don't have to treat it at all. I'm fortunate. It's not really a disease I have. But I have both diseases. It's very strange. And the other part is, remember, you can't get life insurance anymore. You can't get disability insurance anymore. Those are the things that happen because you are a risk. You will get sick. You will die faster, supposedly, faster than other people, so they won't. So these are the kind of things you just have to understand. But that's just, you've been diagnosed and that can't be helped. The other thing is, if you're going to actually try and get you try to get these disability insurances in the past, and you do have them from the past, keep them up, because you'll never be able to get them again. And one thing to remember, now that they have the new medications, the life expectancy of someone with MS is normal. It's just like everybody else is at, as long as you can stay on the medications. That's the big thing. That's what I'm fighting for. Let's get out there. Let's tell people there is a disease that when you have medication, you can live a normal lifespan and be a productive participant in our society and in our economic system. So that's my passion about that. So the next time I'm going to be talking about some of the new tools, some of the new things that I've found using wheelchairs, some of my tips about equipment and things that help in this disease. And we'll just kind of start having some fun instead of just having these conversations. And every day I'm finding new information. Right now it's been an explosive information dump to me about MS. I am really excited about the future of medications that are going to be coming and some of the new technology that has happened. It's really exciting. So we'll talk about that next time. So in the meantime, hang in there, and remember, it's all of us out there shouting in the wilderness to say we're not going to hide from this ever again. Thanks all of you YouTubers, and enjoy your day. Bye.